Hey guys, I hope you're doing well today. I have something interesting for you. I've been digging through the Black Ops 3 terminal files, or the computer system that's located in the Safehouse in the game, and I found a really interesting story involving zombies, and so I am going to read it to you now. Here we go. The first DNI game unveiled. Author Rich Tracy. Date July 2060. I thought I had experienced virtual reality before I tried DNI gaming. To give you some background, I received a consumer DNI implant as part of the Coalescence Voyager program, and have been using it in daily life for the past 6 months. I have chronicled this in my tech blog, Tetchy in the Shell. Even in this early beta stage, the DNI has changed my life in significant and fundamental ways. Last year, Cortical Systems announced their modified gaming system that interfaces with DNI. Being one of the few tech journalists that have a DNI, they invited me to their studio to take a look at it in action. I didn't know what to expect when walking into Cortical Systems. What does the next generation of virtual reality hardware look like? I was expecting something out of Gabriel Warner's Neuro Hackers series. Maybe a large tube of strange-looking liquid attached to huge banks of computers with an ominous-looking helmet. But what I was presented with was a normal office space and a standard office chair. The tech standing in the room informed me that the connection to the computer running the simulation would be made wirelessly to my DNI. After I authenticated the connection, I was free to explore this new virtual world. 3 demos were available: Fort Assault, City Park, and Zombie Attack. The Cortical Systems tech recommended City Park for my first immersion. After selecting it, the room around me fell away, and suddenly I was sitting in a bench near a small lake. I could feel the breeze and smell the water. The sensation was otherworldly. It felt like I was standing in a moving painting. After the slight disorientation went away, I stood up and walked to the bank of the lake. I knew that my physical body was sitting in an office chair at Cortical Systems in Virginia, but it felt in every way like I was walking along a lakeside park. Touch, taste, smell, sight, and sound, they call this immersion. I call it magic. Previous VR headsets I've used were just shades of virtual reality, simulacra that asked you to do all the fooling of your brain into believing in the magic. Now that magic is real. During the demo, I found the need to take a moment to remind myself that this wasn't reality, because all my senses were telling me otherwise. Once I had spent some time walking around the lake, I ended the simulation. The best description I can give is that it was like walking from a dream. Opening my eyes and seeing the office where I started was both startling and reassuring at the same time. The virtual world I left was almost indistinguishable from the reality now in front of me. A little disorientation is normal. It will pass. It's the closest thing to an out-of-body experience there is, the Cortical Systems tech said as he manned the computer in the room. He went on to explain the technology behind their virtual reality. The key to making these simulations so real is with the DNI. We can have the user's brain do all the heavy lifting. We don't need to create the lake and the park, we just need to instruct your mind to create the images. Not only does this vastly simplify the creation, it will always seem the most believable to the end user. Eager to experience some gameplay, I reconnect and load the Castle Assault demo. Appearing before me was a sloped battlefield, filled with archers and knights on horseback. In the distance I could see a castle surrounded by a moat. The world sits, frozen in time. A commander approached, walking through the battlefield like a ghost, and proceeding to brief me on the assault of the castle and ask me for the plan of attack. Laying out the assault on the map, I told the commander where to place the archers, knights, and siege weaponry. I was then struck by the furious sounds of battle as everything suddenly came to life. Running into the battlefield, I led a group of knights into a conflict with the enemy pikemen. I could feel the weight of the sword, the impacts of my armor. I even felt out of breath. It was all so real. Only when I was hit with a crossbow and fell to the ground and left my body did the shock of battle wear off. Returning to the office and my body, the significance of the sleep in virtual worlds finally hit me. With the use of DNI, we can now create realities that are indistinguishable from the real world. The potential for the uses of this technology go far beyond recreation. Cortical Systems told me they are working on war games simulation for members of the Winslow Accord, and I can only imagine how useful something like this could be. As I stood up from the chair, the tech asked if I wanted to do another immersion. I told him I would have to try their zombies mode later, and the need to write down my experience took priority. I remember seeing DNI for the first time and wondering if I had witnessed a world-changing innovation. Now I have one, and I can say with certainty, the world will never be the same. That's the end of the article. And even though Zombies is a story that could be something vastly different from what I'm thinking, what if, just what if, every time we play Zombies mode, we're actually playing a computer simulation? What if the only place that the Zombies story actually exists is within the CIA's computer? This may or may not lead to more discoveries, but I wanted to point out that there are lots of things inside the Black Ops 3 terminal that do have to do with zombies, and I believe a lot of these may actually be hidden, and we just have to figure out how to find them. But until that day comes, this is what I found so far. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you on another video.